Hey family, welcome back. It is your favorite life and relationship strategist, MarshaunO, and I am here to talk to you about the misunderstandings in our relationships and how they kill the romance, how they kill the love. Now, this is coming from me in my own situation. So if you guys have been following me, I actually did a video not too long ago about the silent killers in marriage. And if you've watched that video, then you will know that me and my husband were doing one of the killers within your marriage, which is silence. And so this particular video about the misunderstandings came from that video because after we chatted, it was a misunderstanding. And I did a little bit of research behind this as well. And 90% of all conflicts within your relationship, within your marriage, within your engagement come from misunderstandings. Okay, did you catch that? 90% of all of those arguments, of all of those going back and forth, of all of those getting angry, of all of those getting upset at your spouse come from misunderstandings. Mine was no different. And so it kills the relationship because, number one, you guys begin to assume, you begin to make assumptions about what the person actually did to you, why they did this to you. They don't care about me. This is another thing. You just go on and on and on and on and on and on. All of those assumptions are coming from the thoughts that you are having within your mind. So it's killing your relationship because you are making assumptions about what was actually happening when this thing occurred. The next thing that you guys end up doing is that you end up battling your viewpoints while you're having these arguments. And so it's killing the love because you two are going against one another versus trying to find solutions to the issues or what actually happened in that moment. You both are going back and forth. You want to be heard, so you're yelling and screaming and arguing with one another, and that is not the way. That's not the way to get your point across and to be heard within your relationship. So it's killing the relationship. It's killing the love because, again, we're making assumptions. And also further on, then we're arguing because we're battling each other's viewpoints because we want to be heard. Also, another thing that's actually happening is because you are being stubborn. You are being stubborn and you're letting all this stuff get in the way. And now it's really come to where you are deciding to prove a point now. Like you might even gotten over the fact that you were mad, angry, and all this other stuff. So now you have moved on to the point of, now I got to prove a point. Now, I'm not going to say nothing to him. I'm not going to say nothing to her because now I need to prove my point, which further leads to you having to be right all the time, which is just not something that's ever going to occur within your relationship in order for it to be healthy. Like you're not always going to be right about every single thing. And it's just not going to happen. It's just not. This is not going to happen where you always are going to be right in your relationship all the time. Okay, I feel like that camera was moving. Okay, yeah, I think I got it together, y'all. Okay, yeah, I think I got it together. I just noticed it was down on my glasses. Anyway, moving on. The cure to stop killing the love within your relationship, to stop having relationship misunderstanding is to, number one, throw your pride, your ego, and everything you got going on up in your head and how you making it all about you out the window. Throw it all out the window so you can actually get back to loving and hugging and kissing on one another. Like you got to let that go. The second cure to getting rid of relationship misunderstandings is to sit back, think about your situation, think about what actually happened. What you're doing is that you are reflecting on what actually happened. How could it have been different? How can you guys stop going down this road that you have been going down and creating issues within the relationship? creating issues in the relationship, because you don't necessarily have issues within your relationship. As I already mentioned, 90% of conflicts within relationships are misunderstandings. So get rid of that pride and ego. Reflect on what's actually happening, what you're doing. And then also put yourself, which is the third thing that you can do, you can put yourself in your partner's or your spouse's shoes so you can see it from their viewpoint. Why did he get so mad? Why did she get so mad? Why did they fall off the handle, or fly off the handle rather? Put yourself in your spouse's shoes so you can see it from their point of view. And then the fourth cure to relationship misunderstandings is to, listen, somebody got to go and break the ice and actually begin the conversation, so you can find out that after all of your stubbornness, after all of you wanting to be right, was nothing more than a relationship misunderstanding. But if you're about proving points, if you're about, in my case, it was the silence. If you're about keeping the silence, you're going to have some issues long term. Because if you keep repeating the same behavior over and over and over and over and over again, number one, it gets old. But number two, you continue with the fighting longer than it needs to. And when you continue with the fighting longer than it needs to, you actually start to bring up more resentment. The love is definitely tanking. It's not building up in this time, because you're taking too much time to stay up in your head versus actually hearing what your spouse has to say and rectifying the issue as swiftly as possible. As swiftly as possible. One of my good friends always say that you should never go to bed angry. And I'm beginning, because I told you I'm a work in progress on that one, I'm beginning to see how that's right. Like I told you, I don't have all the answers. I don't have everything together. But I am a work in progress, and I am intentionally working on the things that I need to work on. But it does take two. It cannot be one party in your relationship working on your relationship. You both have to get rid of your pride, get rid of your ego, get rid of your stubbornness, and actually choose one another. Choose the relationship. Choose daily each other. I definitely want to know what you have to say down below. How many, if you reflect back, how many useless arguments have occurred within the last week that after you guys have talked about it, you found out that it was a relationship misunderstanding? That is the question I want you to answer down below. I love you guys. Thank you for coming back and listening. Thank you for all of my repeat offenders. Yes, I said offenders. Thank you for coming back. Sincerely, I appreciate it. I will talk to you guys very soon. Two finger salute.